Pop Your Top Challenge coming up right now.
Do you recall, not long ago, when you would walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember, all we did was care for each other. The night was warm, we were bold and young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to that.
So the point of our workout today was, what we were trying to basically do was try to show people how to do some supersets. So basically elevate the heart rate. It didn't have to be super heavy. None of those sets that we did, that wasn't the heaviest stuff we've ever done in our lives. But because it was set back to back, it was tough. And then I think the reason why the legs ended up being the hardest for us is I made the executive decision after the second set just to go in and do the third set straight back to back. And I honestly think that some of the other ones we could have done back to back to back to back, and we would have been pretty.
Just circuited it.
Yeah, we would have been fine. So live and learn. I think we probably could have got through that pretty easily, but I still
got a good pump right now.
I was gonna say I'm not regretting our workout. I think we still did really well with it. So it worked out. Let's see. We had some questions from just a couple people that we put out the questions from this past week on Instagram.
So whatever we decide, I'll type it out and I'll answer it because I didn't answer them on Instagram.
Okay. Yeah, they'll answer.
The questions they're.
We're also gonna give you a shout out, but
yeah.
Hey, we're trying to build the questions. We didn't get the best questions.
Yeah.
I mean, we appreciate your questions. They're good, but
we didn't get a lot.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't get a whole bulk of them, and so we'll answer the questions. Anything you guys want to know, we'll try to. If we don't know it, we'll figure it out. Plus, some of these questions might seem a little repetitive after you see some of the other stuff we've been doing.
Right.
But regardless, we're gonna answer them anyway.
So the first question, I'm called Rev Neat, says, or his question is, how do you cut those side fats out completely?
So I have just one opinion on cutting side fat out, and I think it's 100% diet.
Yeah.
And so if you're storing a lot of extra like love handle area, that's really just going to be diet. Now you can try to work on obliques and work on serratus anterior, try to tighten up the muscles on that lateral side of your body, and maybe hit some lat pulls and some other stuff like that. But for the most part, that's going to be really
you gotta get your body fat down.
Yeah,
basically.
that's basically what it's going to be. So thanks for that question. Hopefully you can look at some Easy Win Mitch's content, and he'll give you some good ideas on how to make some simple changes to your diet that's going to help you decrease that body fat on the side of your body.
Well, it's funny that we got that question because last week we were just saying how you can't spot reduce fat.
Yeah.
So you may think like I've got this stubborn fat here, but a lot of what it comes down to diet, and then if you think your diet's on point, check your nutrition at that point. There's always another step you can take, like, okay, maybe you're eating a lot of foods that are causing inflammation in yourself, so you cut that out, and then you're gonna help you out a little more.
You could even try to go lower sodium.
Exactly.
You might be carrying extra water weight, and there's a number of different things you can try to do to try and get that down. But just like you'll see in some of our stuff we'll be talking about, will be basically, just like Mitch said, we're not looking to spot reduce fat, but that might be an area that you carry more weight, so you might be able to lose it quick too if you just change a few things in your diet.
Totally. And then the other question, I read it, I wasn't really sure, but ST Green, he said, maintaining the right mindset when you're constantly surrounded by the wrong mindset. So I get the question, but I know we were asking like gym questions.
Yeah.
So do you want to answer this as like all encompassing or in the gym?
I think we can answer both, because I think it kind of plays into the same answer that I would give. Basically, I was trying to do you know, the same kind of thing. So you can go ahead and answer it, and then I'll go for it. Yeah.
So I think it's really about, more and more I'm realizing this, and we realize this, is it's more and more about who you surround yourself with, right? Like they always say that it's about the 5 people you're around most. That's an average of who you are. So if you're surrounded by people with the wrong mindset, unfortunately, you're going to be affected by that, and you're gonna be constantly having that mindset and put in that place. And honestly, you just have to not surround yourself with that. Like it sounds harsh, but that's really the only way around it.
No, and that's funny, because that's the exact same thing that I was gonna go with. I mean, there's a reason why I'm working out with this guy, and we started this whole project in the first place. And it's one of those things where Mitch has got a really positive mindset, and I have a really positive mindset, so it makes it really easy to come into the gym and get things going, even when we're not he might be having a bad day, but I'm having a good day, and I can bring him up, or vice versa. Or we could be kind of both having kind of middle of the road days, and we'll
come together and have fun.
Exactly. And so he's kind of a guy who boosts my mood, and I have several people in my life that are like that. And I think the easiest way, and actually I shouldn't say it's easy because it's incredibly difficult, but is to try and surround yourself with the kind of people that on a daily basis bring you up and don't bring you down. Because you know those people, when you get around them, when you start to get annoyed and short-tempered, and they kind of depress your mood, and they make you feel like you're kind of, you know, like in a lull, you've got to try to cut those time with those people out and try to get the time with the people who really are bringing you above. And so I think the same thing, like Gary Vee, I watch a lot of his stuff, and he talks about you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around most, and I think that couldn't be more true, 100%. And so if you make moves to try and spend more time with people, and the thing is, most of the time, people who have positive mindsets and the people who want to bring you up, they want to find other people who want to bring, so it's not going to be like, when I came to Mitch and we started talking about this kind of stuff, and I can't even remember how the conversation initially went, but basically we kind of brought it up, said maybe we're kind of in the same space, maybe we should start doing something together because we know each other well, we live close, let's do it. And we were both like more than ready to go, and it wasn't like a weird moment at all, so it kind of came right up, and it worked out really well. So I think that's definitely one thing, the easiest thing you can do.
Well, and also, like, you got to put in that effort to do that too, right? Like we live close, but not like, it's not like we're down the street.
Yep.
So we put in that effort to make time for it, right? Like, you might know some people who could actually help you out, who have that positive mindset. Make time to go hang out with them, get them in your life, rather than just saying, you know, I would, but they're not here, you know?
I view it as anything else that's positive. So you have to set aside time to sleep, you have to set aside time to eat healthy, you have to set aside time for your own positive mindset, like maybe you like your alone time. This is the exact same thing. Setting aside time to hang out with people who positively bring you up, besides bringing you down. I think that's like, for me, it's like the battery chargers as opposed to the battery drainers. So you have to spend enough time with the people who charge your batteries versus drain them.
Yeah, it's like what's that worth? You know, like, it's an investment basically.
Yeah.
You know, like if you want to sit around and wait for all that to come to you, it's really not gonna happen.
And I think you'll find that it's the exact opposite of a waste of time, where basically you're going to start feeling more productive and more motivated to do things. You're going to be wasting less time. So I know it's hard to get, you know, decrease the time with those people who bring you down, but it's definitely a beneficial move if you make it. So, but it's ultimately up to you.
And then the other thing I would say is, in order to find those people, like we got lucky because like we've just known each other for a long time. But if let's say you're like, dang, I don't even know anyone. Like, the one thing I've learned that's helped me a lot, and even in this situation, put yourself out there and put out the things that you like that are positive, right? And then the people who like those too will say, oh, I like that too, let's collaborate or whatever. But if you don't tell anyone like what you like or what you're interested in, how would you ever find those people?
And don't be embarrassed to talk about the things, like everybody's got things they like, and the if you can just put yourself out there, kind of put your interests out there, and that's why social media is great. You can literally find people within locations that like the same, like talk about exercise. Go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anything like that, and you can find people within your location that like to do similar things. And so it's just as easy as connecting with those people. I mean, we kind of joked about Bumble best friends and Bumble like business relationships or whatever it is, but all of those things can be ways that you can find people that you can surround yourself with positive people, and just try and keep on building that group of friends that help you to get where you want to go.
Well, I think it's so funny because like literally like we've been friends for a long time, but let's say I didn't put anything out on social media, right?
Yeah.
You would have no idea I really wanted to do something like this.
Yep.
And you probably would have never asked me.
Yep.
We would have never communicated about it.
Yeah.
Because we just didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just crazy how like...
And I think that kind of goes with the same thing as like, the thing I always talk about on Instagram is like, start now. Start doing what you want to do now, because you never know when, like, if he wouldn't have started all the stuff that he started, I would have never known it and we would have never connected. And then if I wouldn't have been willing to kind of start what we're doing and putting in the time commitment to come out here on Saturdays and do all the editing and all that stuff, then it wouldn't have worked either. So you just got to put yourself out there, and then I think you'll see that positive things happen, because this has been fun. This is our 6th time here. And
I look forward to it each time.
I've had fun every Saturday. I'm thinking throughout the week, I'm trying to think of like what we can do, what we can talk about and stuff like that. So, and we're constantly adding new things in each week. Like we haven't been doing the Facebook Live thing. Now we're doing that. We're trying to answer questions. So if anyone has any questions about the gym, ask any questions that you have, and send them to us Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and we'll get those answered for you. But otherwise, it's been really fun. So what we had today again was the workouts. The supersets are coming out. Last week we shot, a couple weeks ago we shot a bunch of exercises you could do either at home or from the gym, or sorry,
those would be good.
The hotel gym. Yeah. That's what we did.
Or at home too.
Yep, and at home. So we've got that stuff coming your way. So we've got a lot of good stuff in the pipe. One of the other questions that I did want to get answered, because it wasn't like directly answered, I think, or asked, but I think a lot of people have asked me this question, which is, how many times should I be working out each body group during the week? So how do I set my program up if I'm going to be going to the gym, let's say 3 days a week or 4 days a week, and I'm just a recreational lifter, I'm not a power lifter, I'm not a bodybuilder, I just want to get in my lifts. How should I set that up? And so,
I would say, number one, what's your goal? Like, if you want to build solid muscle, or are you really just trying to burn fat and like lose weight? Then I always start people off who are beginners, full body workouts, 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times, depending on where you're at. Because number one, I don't want you to neglect any body parts, create imbalances. Number 2, if you are overweight or at a point where you're unhappy with your health, you probably have trouble making this a habit. So I would never say, all right, time to go 5 to 6 days, let's see what you got. Because that's going to set you up for failure. So I want to find something that you can commit to, that you can do, and then you build that habit up. And then if you start progressing and you're like, I want to get jacked, I want to really hit this hard, it's like, okay, let's step it up. But honestly, the average person would be good with 3 days, 3 full body workouts.
I think so too, because, like I said, set aside guys like Sam Wells, who's actually a bodybuilder, then, it's going to be pointless for you to go into the gym and have a bicep tricep day. And we've been talking about this a lot today. It's been a subject that's coming up, but you should be just sufficient to do 2 or 3 lifts for your legs, couple lifts for a push upper body and a pull upper body, and then that's your day. You've done 6 or 7 exercises. You've been in there for anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. Like you could go less depending on your rest. You could go more depending on how many sets you go or what kind of time you have to set aside. But that's a great idea from Mitch is trying to not jump in full bore and try to go 6 days, because you're probably setting yourself up for failure. And then when you start missing days, you're not going to feel great about yourself when you know, you go 2-3 days straight, you're feeling good, then you are off, and then you're like, what? I can't even remember my splits are anymore. I can't, like, what lifts did I get in last time?
And it's funny how we're telling you to go 3 days, and you would feel great. But now you could go 3 days, and since you said you were going to go 6, you feel like shit.
Exactly.
It's the same amount of work.
And that's the whole thing, is setting expectation for yourself, not over expecting. And you don't want to like lowball yourself either. But I think, you know, especially for those of you who want to do other things like go for walks and go for jogs and things like that, or if you like to swim, you can substitute those in your other 2 or 3 days a week and being in the gym. Like, even for a guy who, I love the gym and I don't mind being in it a lot, if I start going 4 days a week every day or every week and I don't get out of the gym at any point to do anything, I start getting very tired of it and it starts to be hard to maintain. So I always recommend throwing in things outside of just gym workouts, especially if you're just trying to get a little bit of muscle mass, you know, you're trying to improve your bone density or something like that, then that's going to be important for you. So
that's what I always say is, like, you know, there's a lot of people who don't like the gym as much as, like, say you or I. You got to find what it is that you like and how can you make that active. Right? Like, if you like talking to your friends, go for a walk and talk. You know, like, for a while, for me, I would just play basketball all night. You know, and I knew I would never get out of shape because I was burning so many calories there.
And it's fun. It's something you enjoy because, like we talked about in previous videos, I mean, they're not released, so you'll see us harp on this. I think is you got to do something that you enjoy. Because if you're doing, if like you dread going to the gym every single day, the chances that you're gonna hold up on it, even a 3-day program, let alone a 6-day program, is pretty low. So if you've got to figure out what you like, you've got to set the expectations for yourself, and then you've got to make a plan around that. And if you can't make the plan, that's what our videos, and you can ask us questions, and we try to give out advice and help people, so you can at least try to get a start and get figured out. And then that works out really well for people to try and just get some sort of frame around what you're trying to do, and then you're going to be more successful 100%.
And I would also say always have like some type of goal that you want to do, right? Like, and your goal could be to just go 3 times a week. You know, but you gotta have a goal because that's what's gonna keep you, and that's what's gonna like get you through those tough times. Because even if you like it, like there are days I don't want to wake up super early and go to the gym, but I know that I'm working towards, like, I don't know, like building a little more muscle or something. I know there's something there that I'm chasing after.
And they've got to be, the best goals, tangible goals, something that you can actually measure and you can track, you know, week to week or month to month, something like that. You know, you can even set like workout goals, like I'll do 30 minutes of some type of movement every day, and then
you got to lift heavier.
Exactly. You've got you've got a goal, like I want to be able to squat this much, like that, or I want to be able to jog 3 miles, and then you can set intermediate goals along the way. Just like kind of like when you were doing the marathon. I'm sure you didn't just go for the marathon right away. You got to set progressive marks so you could say, okay, I finally hit 1 mile straight. Now you can either choose to try to run that 1 mile faster, or you could try to run a little bit longer. So I'm going to go for 1.5 miles. And then all of that starts to snowball. It starts to build on itself, and then you create momentum for yourself. And then before you know it, you're way towards your goal, and then you can start trying to bump out those long-term goals or hit the long-term goals. And so I think that's a great point, is goals are going to be huge for your success as well. All right, so I think day 6, success, Facebook Live. Thanks for tuning in. So I think we've got some other good stuff planned. Videos should start coming out pretty soon, I think, right? We've got a decent backlog now, so
I think we're good. Yeah.
So look for us on YouTube, Facebook. We'll be putting clips on Instagram. We're just all about trying to help people out and improve your fitness. So thanks.
Hit like if you want to see me do the Pop Your Top challenge right now. Right now.